Hi guys, welcome to Life is for the Living. In this video, I want to give you tips on how to manage your pay on a monthly basis. This is just based on how I do mine because I'd struggled for some time. So I want to show you how I do it. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below so that we know that you're watching. And then if you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly do. Now, have you ever just, woken up, or are you struggling with how to apportion your bills? Sometimes they keep piling up, you don't know what to do. If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. So I want to show you how I go about mine, and maybe you can be able to learn a thing or two from how I do it. Now, generally, I usually have all my bills and I categorize them into different categories that I call them expenditure boxes. So every expenditure that is related to another one, I put them in one category so that I can be able to sort them out, as I'm going to discuss shortly from how I do in each different box. So box number one, I call it the necessities box. Now in this box is where everything that I deem necessary in terms of necessary for a living is catered for from this particular box, like food, rent, clothing, and all the things that I need for my day-to-day survival. So everything that is necessary, I pay from this particular box. Now in box number two, I call it a pre-retirement fund. So you might be wondering, what is this? No, sometimes you find, especially for people who work in the private sector, sometimes jobs are not guaranteed. Sometimes you lose your jobs. So since it's something that happened to me before, what I do, or what I decided to do is, whenever I have a job, I usually put some money on the side. As long as I'm working, it goes into this category. So it's just some sort of saving to take care for, when I don't have a job. Now you might say, maybe what if, because you have a social securities fund, sometimes, for me, I've been contributing, but sometimes you find you don't have a job. Now this money I won't access until I get to a certain age. So I always have to make sure that I take care of myself until I can be able to access that particular fund when time comes. So this is what the box is for. Now the third one is the medical fund. Of course, definitely sickness is something you cannot avoid. So I always have some money that I put aside to make sure that my NHIF is paid for, or any other medical scheme. That is if I'm not covered. But right now I'm covered by my employer, but I still pay my NHIF, since I'm in a different country. So I make sure that when I go back at home, at least my NHIF is up to date. Now, the next box is what I call life insurance. Let's try to ease the burden of other people, especially in case of maybe if we die or if you lose a loved one. So I take some insurance where I know that in case something happens, at least the insurance will be able to pay. So generally, most of these things are out there and they're not very expensive. You can pay as little as 3,000 shillings per year. So I make sure at least I have some sort of insurance just in case something happens. So I always put money aside in this docket so that by the end of the year, I'm able to service this thing. And then there's a box that I call the savings and investment. This is my best box because in this place, I can be able to multiply my income. Now I put some money aside and then a fixed deposit account, which I can buy stocks, in the stock market, or I can put in the money market, right? Or I can be able to buy, if I want to buy land or you want to buy a car, wherever. This is where I go for my investment. So if you haven't watched my video of how I, my first million, how I made my first million, I'll tag it here so that you can be able to watch. So this is where you can be able to grow your money up to a certain point where you want. So here, at least it will give you some secondary kind of income, say just to supplement your normal pay. Or if, let's say, you lost your job, at least you have some money that you can be able to access from this income, this segment. Now, I have the emergency fund. Now, sometimes emergencies happen. Maybe you have a car breakdown, or you have to travel somewhere very quickly, or you have some medical attention that maybe required some little cash. This is the place that I usually go to get some little money to take care of any emergencies that come about. Now, in the next box, this is where it's education fund. Now, it's always good, like especially if you have children, always start saving for them when they are young. I started actually saving for my son when he was like, I think 3 months old. So you just put some money aside little by little. This one will help in the future education. And also if you have fees, this is where you take some money and put aside for fees, so that you don't use the money for fees to do something else, and then when the schools open, you don't have fees to pay for your kids. So I usually put some money aside to be able to take care of the fees for my child, and also be able to put some money aside so that I'm able to keep servicing the insurance. And then there's the debt account. Now, normally when I don't have a debt, I don't use this account, but in case you have any debt, it's always good to pay your outstanding debt so that you increase your credit score. Just in case in future you need to borrow some more money, this account helps you to clear all the pending debt, so that you're not written as a bad debtor, someone who never pays the monies. So generally this account, I only use it if rarely do I use it, because I try to avoid just borrowing money or being in debt. But just in case, this is where I take some little money and put it there in future if I have to borrow. And then lastly, I have a box that I call others. Now, these others, what do I do with this box? Now, for example, if I have to go on holiday, or I have to, buy some presents for people, or sometimes you have to donate, or you have chama, this is where I go to and check how much money I have, so that in case I have to buy a present, in case I have to donate, whatever, I have to be cautious. This is where I get the money from. So I can go to my fees account or my savings account to get money to pay for chama, or to get money to go on holiday. I mean, that wouldn't just make sense. So this account is where you make sure, like if you have to entertain visitors, if you have to, travel, this is where you need to be putting money for that kind of purpose. So generally, if this account is empty, you have no business going on holiday, or you have no business, joining chamas that you cannot be able to service. So I normally use this kind of, account, so that in case of any other things that I've not taken care of, this is the account that takes care of it. So before I end the vlog, I want to give a shout out to a subscriber of the day. A subscriber by the name Moon Close. Moon, thank you so much for liking our videos, for leaving a comment, and just being able to tell us how you feel about our videos. If you want to be like Moon, kindly subscribe to our channel, leave a comment on the comment section, give this video a thumbs up, so that we can be able to give you a shout out in the next vlog. So I hope you got entertained and you learned something from this. Let me know in the comment section how you manage your bills, so that we can be able to share ideas. So with that said, I'll leave this vlog here. Until next time, guys, bye bye.